This time tomorrow, we'll be tracking some freezing rain across the area. An AccuWeather alert for our Wednesday. We're looking at a wintry mix. It will start off with some snow and sleet and then transition over to freezing rain. And the highest impact time will be later in the evening. Now, we could see some light accumulations of sleet and snow. Less than 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation is expected out of this system, but it only takes a little bit to create some slick roads and surfaces out there. So we'll be watching icy conditions developing later tomorrow night, mainly on untreated surfaces. Winter weather advisory from the National Weather Service in effect here for our Wednesday beginning noon across our southern counties and then starting at 3 p.m. across our northern counties. Everyone under this alert through the evening hours tomorrow until Thursday at 6 a.m. We are watching a little disturbance back to the south and west that's going to get going. You can see the clouds with us right now and some snow showers back to the west, but this moisture will be moving in from the south. So as we time this out, tomorrow morning between about 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. we could find some isolated snow showers. A very narrow band here might set up right to the north there of I-80 and I-88, and we could see some very light accumulations. This is only going to hit a select few, so we'll watch out for that during the morning. But as we go into the afternoon, the main batch of precipitation arriving after about 2, 3, 4 o'clock. It's not really until the late evening that we'll start to see all of this moisture overspreading the area. Notice that pink. So starting off with some sleet as well as some snow, but then transitioning over to freezing rain as we go into the evening. The peak icing period will be 6 p.m. to midnight. This is going to be relatively light precipitation, but again, it doesn't take a lot for this to fall and then freeze on contact with area surfaces and roads. And notice those temperatures, upper 20s, low 30s, below that freezing mark. So some slick, icy spots expected very late tomorrow. The good news is a lot of this will be hitting after the evening commute. However, some residual effects expected as we go into early Thursday morning, especially on untreated surfaces. So take it easy heading out the door Thursday. Temps near freezing, they will quickly climb. In terms of ice accumulation, we are looking at a few hundredths of an inch. Like I said, forecasting less than 1/10 of an inch of ice, and that means just some glazy, icy surfaces out there on cars, windshields, as well as untreated surfaces. Main roads should be okay as of right now. Right now, we sit at 23 degrees outside. We have those temperatures in the 20s. It will be a cold one. We have that AccuWeather alert for our Wednesday. Thursday and Friday looking quiet, but I just want to advance this quickly because as we go past the work week into our weekend, the next system moves in. Again, another round of some wintry conditions from rain to ice to snow on our Saturday. For tonight, temps in the 20s as we go into tomorrow. AccuWeather alert with that wintry mix. Thursday will be a windy day, a high of 42 into the weekend. That's our next focus with the next storm that will be moving in and potentially some messy conditions here as well. Back to you. Main highways, you can see cars moving relatively nicely there. However, untreated roads, back roads, side roads, definitely the concern for the evening here and into the overnight. Less traveled roads as well, even if treated. We are tracking that freezing rain and drizzle coming down right now in the city, back towards parts of northern Cook County, up towards Lake County. DuPage getting in on some precipitation right now. It is moving rather quickly and will be with us for about another 1 to 3 hours before it's completely out of here. But you can see that rain and that freezing rain happening from Chicago Wrigley Field up towards Niles, Elmwood Park, Cicero, Elmhurst, Northern Cook around O'Hare, getting in on some icy slick conditions. And then as we move on out here, zoom out just a little bit to give you an idea over the past couple of hours, it has been scattered and patchy in nature in terms of the precipitation. Even parts of northwest Indiana getting in on some lightning and hail with the instability with this system earlier this evening. Heavier precip well off to the south and east of us. Right now we are finding that rain falling here in parts of our northern counties. So this will be the concern and the area of concern as we go into about midnight to 1 a.m. and reports coming out of King County tonight of some accidents there because of the icy roads. This is what we've been talking about all day. It is rather light to moderate precipitation, but it only takes a little bit to create very icy, slick conditions. You don't need a lot of ice to create a mess out there. So what we are tracking with this system is this little batch of precip here moving now through our region off to the south and east. A lot of heavier precipitation, and take a look there in parts of the Midwest, Indiana and Ohio, getting in on some lightning with the freezing drizzle and rain falling in those locations. And when I mention rain falling, it is rain falling, but then it's freezing on contact with area roads and surfaces because our temperatures here are near and below that freezing mark. And that will be the case overnight. So freezing rain, the primary threat. And as you head out the door tomorrow, keep that in mind. The precipitation coming to an end. However, still dealing with the effects of the overnight precipitation. So still some slick spots, especially outside on sidewalks and area surfaces that have not been treated. In terms of ice accumulation, not expecting a lot, a few hundredths of an inch, but still just a little bit can make it very slick. Winter weather advisory remains in effect until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we're continuing to track the freezing rain falling until about 2 a.m. Untreated surfaces will remain slick and icy. Using salt on driveways, sidewalks, patios, steps can help, but hopefully you already did that. Into tomorrow morning, temperatures will quickly climb above freezing. Before tonight, we are tracking those temperatures dropping and holding steady right near that freezing mark. As we go into the mid-morning and late morning, temperatures climb above freezing. Highs tomorrow near 42. So any ice that does accumulate tonight will quickly melt off tomorrow. By Friday, up to 30, and then another winter system moving in on Saturday. This one bringing in a mix of rain and snow as well. So we'll continue to monitor that with more details over the next 24 to 48 hours.